Hi, I'm Andrea Mara, and I'm going to read to you from my latest book, Hide and Seek. So I'm going to start halfway through the first chapter, and we've just met Joanna, who's moved into a new house, and she's playing hide and seek with her 3-year-old daughter, Sophie. Sophie disappears momentarily and turns up in the next door neighbour's garden. So the next door neighbour, Fran, and Joanna have just introduced themselves to one another. Well, I hope you'll be very happy here, Fran says. It's a grand place for kids. It does seem lovely, I say. Speaking of kids, I'd better get Sophie in before she disappears again. Imagine losing your child in a game of hide and seek in your own front garden. It would be ironic, I suppose, after what happened here. After what happened here? To the other little girl. Fran jerks a thumb at our house. Who? A funny look crosses her face. Oh, it's nothing. Forget I said it. Something happened to a little girl here? I prompt, curious, but suddenly uneasy too. She purses her lips, then, decision apparently made, moves closer to the wall. I suppose you'll find out anyway if you Google. It happened back in the 80s. A whole heap of kids playing hide and seek one morning down there on the green. She indicates with her hand. Only one poor little thing hid somewhere and was never found. Wait, I've heard that story. Lily Murphy was the child's name? Yep, awful time. Everyone searched and searched, but she was never found. She lowers her voice. Obviously, after a point, they were looking for a body. Jesus, Fran nods. Can you imagine Mary and Robbie, those were her parents, living a perfectly normal life, all destroyed by a simple game of hide and seek? That's why what you said about your daughter struck me as ironic. Same game, similar age, and the same house too. The same house? Yeah, the Murphys lived here in the house you've just bought. Oh my God. Oh, I take it the estate agent didn't mention it. The estate agent didn't say a word. Wow, I don't know what Mark will think. Your husband? Yeah, actually, you might know him. He grew up here in Roanbrook. Mark Stedman? Mark Stedman, she repeats, and her expression changes, but I can't read it. Is it nostalgia? Surprise? Irritation? Nope, don't remember the name. None of the above, then. Fran tilts her head. But if he's from here, surely he must have been aware that you were buying Lily Murphy's house. No, he'd have said. I'm sure he wouldn't have bought it if he'd known. Right. Fran tails off, then smiles. Too late now, anyway, she says brightly, as though we're talking about buying the wrong kind of cereal or full fat milk. So, we should swap numbers. Are you in the Roan Group WhatsApp group? No, I didn't realise there was one. Did you not? Well, you got a mention there already, you're famous. Really? I'm exaggerating. When the house went up for sale, someone in the group shared an old article about Lily's disappearance. I think people were curious to see who would buy the house, that's all. I'll send you an invite link to the group if you like. What's your number? I call out my number and she keys it into her phone. Grant, I'll get that to you now. Thank you. I'd better head in to check on Emily and Ben. Actually, we're having a small housewarming on Friday evening. Come along if you're free around 7. A small hesitation, then a half smile. Lovely, I'll be there. Great, nice to meet you. You too, Fran says, turning back to her gardening. As a general rule, I wait until the weekend to open wine, but when the sun is out, that rule gets shapeshifty. You never know how long the heatwave will last. What if it rains for the month of July and there are no more wine in the garden nights? That's how I explain it to Mark when I open the bottle of rosé that Wednesday evening, balancing glasses on our slightly rickety garden table. I don't really need to explain it to him. He doesn't overthink the way I do, and he's happy to take the proffered drink without a dissertation on the rights and wrongs. So, I met one of our neighbours tonight and discovered something about the house. Oh? He takes a sip of wine and reaches instinctively for his phone before remembering not to. Do you know the name Lily Murphy? Yeah. It's their house. The Murphys lived here. What? Yeah. You didn't know? Even though you used to live in Roanbrook? Well, sure. But we lived 3 rows over, and we moved across to Oakbrook a bit before it happened, I think. God, are you certain? Yeah. The solicitor sent us details of all previous owners, but I hadn't bothered to read it. I went back and checked after talking to Fran, the neighbour. The names are there in black and white, Mary and Robbie Murphy. You really didn't know? No, I'd have said. You'd heard of Lily Murphy, though, right? Well, yeah, of course. Though it's hard to remember now which bits I heard in real life and which bits I know from the newspapers. But you've never mentioned it in all our years together. I ignore the little voice saying I'm in no place to criticise. I suppose it just never came up. He looks across the garden at the back of our new home. It's a bit weird, though, knowing they lived here. Weird and sad. 3 years old, never seen again. Same age as Sophie. I pick up my phone and type Lily Murphy missing child into Google. The first search result is from Wikipedia, and the second is a 30-year anniversary newspaper feature. Both are accompanied by thumbnail images, and I zoom in now on the first photo. Little blonde curls, big blue eyes, snub nose, dimpled cheeks, startled smile, familiar smile. Something lurches inside me. I blink, and my mouth is suddenly dry. God, yeah, Mark is saying, same age as Sophie, when you put it like that. He picks up his empty wine glass, stands and stretches. Can't believe they never found out what happened to her. I hardly hear him as I stare at the photo. I don't know how it's possible, but I think I do know what happened to Lily Murphy. I think I killed her.